Is there an element to Skip of like what he does is an act? Is there theatrics behind it? Is he trying to cause a rise out of sports fans, or is it all really genuine?
Yes, no, somewhere in the middle. And here's what I mean by that. Skip is certainly a showman. He knows how to deliver his opinion with drama and flair. So does Stephen A. But Skip was absolutely married to his opinion. You were never going to bump Skip off a topic, ever. You were never going to talk him into the fact that Tiger Woods was the all-time greatest golfer. No, he wasn't in his Skip's mind, and he was going to tell you why every time we discussed him. You were never going to tell him that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. You won't. He absolutely passionately believes everything he brings to the screen. Now, I do think the genius part of Skip was he knew which topics to be the voice of dissension on. He always shot at the guys that most people put up as heroes. Everybody, there was LeBron James idolatry going on in this country. Tiger Woods worship was off the charts. When T.O. was, the greatest receiver we had seen since Jerry Rice, he was going to come on and tell you why you were wrong. No, LeBron is not better than Jordan. He doesn't have the clutch gene. He's never, 6 for 6 for Jordan. LeBron has a losing record in the finals. All of the same old arguments, but he absolutely fervently and passionately believes all of that. So he just has a real interesting knack of taking the guys that most sports fans hold up as great, and he's telling us why they might be great, but they're not as great as you're making them out to be. And he did it as well as anybody. And he never backed down from his opinions. He damn near went to his grave telling us that Tim Tebow was the next Tom Brady, And it was a really weird run in our show when we became all about Tim Tebow. And our coordinating producer at the time just put his teeth into that and said, we're going to talk about Tim Tebow every 20 minutes. So get used to it. And we did. And it drove me right over the edge. I'm like, this guy, I liked him personally. But I'm like, this is a weird phenomenon. He'll go 9 for 25 for 93 yards, yet win. Like, how is this happening? And he was winning in really bizarre and weird, almost divine intervention kind of ways. And, there was Skip to tell us why everybody was wrong and that Tim Tebow was great. Now, ultimately, Tim's career flamed out, and long-term, Skip was colossally wrong on that. But if you bring up Tim Tebow to Skip today, he'll tell you he never got the fair shake that he needed. And if given a chance long-term, he'd have 5 Super Bowl. He believes that stuff. So, and he never would change his mind in a meeting where Stephen A. might be on the fence on something. And we don't bring topics to the table where they both are on the same side. So Stephen A. would say, yeah, I can take the other side of that, no problem. And he can and make it seem like that's where he is.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that he is, making up points of view just so we have points of dissension, but he was good enough to do that. Skip could never go on TV. Yeah, there is a skill to that. He could have been a great defense attorney.
Yeah.
Because he's a great orator. He's very convincing and compelling with his argument. I don't think Skip could go on TV for 1 second and try to make a convincing argument of something that he himself deep down inside doesn't absolutely believe.